Yes, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Bootcast podcast. Colby is laughing because he was saying some wild things before we
No,
came
I
on.
was not.
Yes, you were.
No.
Don't lie to the people. Matt heard everything. All right, we're back. We're season 2. It's a new year. Happy 2025, friends. As always, I'm with my fellow co-host Colby. Colby, man, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Justin, you invited me out for some pickup.
I did.
You know, with you and your buddies, I felt really special.
Thank you.
I got to watch you make, I think it was 4 boot changes, dude.
I did. I'm going to show the people what we brought. There's a reason why that I did it, that I didn't tell you.
There's a system to your success.
There's a system to the madness, yes.
Yeah.
But you're doing good.
Thanks, man.
Oh, I was reiterating what you said. I meant like, oh, you're doing good, question mark?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing very well.
All right, cool. So for season 2, we decided to mix things up a little bit. We have brought on a new co-host, Matt, over at Burns Boots. He was in our last episode. Matt, thank you so much for joining full time. How are you doing today, sir?
I am doing great. I can't complain. I appreciate you guys inviting me to join full time.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Thank you. And for everybody, he's got the mic going on, no AirPods, so we don't want to hear any
I
of
fixed it.
We got all of your comments. All of them.
Yeah.
Cool. Matt, so you're an AC Milan fan. How'd you feel about that Supercopa win?
I felt pretty great. I got caught working, so I only watched the second half.
Mm-hmm.
But second half was pretty fantastic. I'm not going to lie.
Speaking of second halves, Colby, Sunday, Manchester United versus Liverpool. We pretty much missed the first half because we were still playing.
Yeah,
Second half,
we were still wrapping up. Mm-hmm.
we're going.
Banger.
United scores first, banger. Liverpool,
Yeah.
Cody Gakpo quickly answers, banger.
Yep.
The lick,
Got the delit handball.
The penalty is like, I didn't love it, but it's like, if it was the other way around, I'd want it for my team. It's one of those, you know?
Mhm.
Like, by the letter
It's a
of the
tough
law.
call.
Yeah.
Tough call.
By the letter of the law, it's a penalty. Okay, Mo Salah steps up, finally does something in the game. He didn't do anything the rest of the time. Let's be honest. And then we finish off with, who scored the second goal? Diallo? I think Ahmed scored the second one. And then, final seconds of the dying game, Joshua Zirkzee gets it on the right post. We think he's going to shoot. He lays it off to none other than Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire.
And he absolutely skies it. Game ends 2-2.
God bless you. God bless you, Harry Maguire.
To be honest, I think I just expected that to happen. So when it did, I wasn't even shocked. Like, I was just like, yeah.
I had a couple clients text me and they're like, we were talking about it back and forth. I was like, can you imagine if like fucking Harry Maguire is the reason United beats Liverpool? Like, what if we just took away your title? Like, that ended it. And we come back to this moment. We're like, it was Harry Maguire.
It was Harry Maguire. Yeah, dude, that would suck. I would hope that even if you guys won that game, I would hope that it wouldn't derail our title because, I mean, I think we have a game in hand and we're 6 points ahead now of Arsenal.
Yeah,
so
Arsenal dropped points. Chelsea dropped points. I think City won, but they're...
They won. They smashed. Who would they play? West Ham or somebody? They smashed them like 4-1.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
But I feel like that's one of those games where I watched like bits of it. I didn't watch the whole game, but I didn't watch just highlights. But I feel like City could have also lost that game because West Ham was playing pretty well at first, and then just kind of. I mean, let's be honest. Lopetegui needs to go, man. You know, that's just not a good fit. But while we're talking about fits, let's talk about outfits. Jersey picks. Matt, start us off this week. What is your jersey pick for the first episode of 2025?
All right, my jersey pick's a little throwback. It's the Newcastle United 95-96 away kit. It's like burgundy and navy stripes with like the star logo. Yeah.
It almost looks
the actual. The actual Newcastle logo.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Converse to me or something. It's kind of cool.
That's what I always thought it was, but apparently it's like a Newcastle beer.
Yeah, it's
like
the
a
beer.
Newcastle ale.
Is this the one
nice.
that their current away kit is based on?
I think.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say this looks eerily familiar, and I don't know why. Okay, very good shout. Good shout. All right, Colby, what's yours?
All right, I went with the France 2011-2012 away kit, where it's a white with blue stripes all the way down.
Oh,
I remember
yes.
I really wanted this one. This was when they had like Nasri on the team, and like they had Kashoni and Bakary Sagna, and
Benzema.
like a bunch of Benzema was on there. I'm trying to think. They had a lot of Arsenal players on this team. And then I think they had Florent Malouda from Chelsea. It was a good France team. Not as good as the one that was in like the 2018 World Cup and like the most recent World Cup. But a pretty good team nonetheless.
I love this kit, but it is very like prison inmate looking.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it is.
I don't know a nicer way to like describe that.
I like it because it's like different from a lot of France's away
For sure.
kits.
Yeah, I tend to like when they use like the navy more than the like the brighter blue. I don't know what that royal blue.
For me, it depends on like the design.
Okay.
Like, I think sometimes the navy looks good. Like I hate when they do the navy with the white collar.
Ooh, I'm gonna disagree.
I don't like that.
I'm gonna disagree.
I don't know. Not a fan.
Just not a collar guy, so this is right up my alley. I think my grandmother went to France around this time, and I told her to get me a France kit, and she got me like a really bad knockoff. It was I didn't have the heart to tell her though. I was like, thanks.
My stepmom did that in El Salvador one time. I was like, I want a Ronaldo shirt, and she got me like a old Real Madrid one, but it's like a burlap sack material. I was like, oh no, awful.
Yep.
This is the most bootleg jersey I've ever had.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Well, cool. I like that we all went retro. So for my pick, and I think we all went away jerseys too. I went 92-93 Fiorentina away. It's like mostly white, like the chest is all white, and it's got like the purple star pattern looking thing.
Oh my God. Is this the 7-Up one?
Yes.
Oh, dude, this one's sick.
Thank you.
Dude, this is one of the most 90s kits I've ever seen.
Super 90s.
Like,
look at it. It's sponsored by, I think it's Lotto.
Jesus.
Like, when was the last time you saw a Lotto jersey, Lotto anything?
I don't even remember. Like, I don't remember the last time I saw it. I remember like Umbro, obviously. But yeah, that's a throwback of throwbacks.
God, it looks so good. Long sleeves too.
Mm-hmm. Super cool. The 90s, I'm not going to lie. Okay, this might be a hot take. I miss some of the bigger, baggy, long-sleeve jerseys.
I agree.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You can stay on this. You can stay on the show. We'll let you.
Did y'all's parents make you tuck those in when y'all were kids?
Yes.
Like those big baggy jerseys we used to have. Like that was like my son had a coach recently who was very big on tucking your jerseys in, especially for games. He was like, we all tuck our jerseys in for games. It's like, cool, man. You know.
Yeah, we had to do it in high school. We had to start the game tucked in, and then if we like untucked it throughout the game, it wasn't a big deal. But we always had to start the game tucked in. It was the most annoying thing ever.
I always remember too, like jerseys were like kind of like dress length, so they'd come like halfway, almost to your knees, and then you used to wear like the shortest shorts possible because that's how they made them back then. Just very, very awkward. In the 90s, if you played soccer or football as a kid, it was very awkward.
Yeah,
but yeah, my dad was big. You have to tuck your jersey in. Like before we leave the house, that jersey's gonna be tucked in.
Dang,
yeah. He's from El Salvador, man. He's crazy. He's toxic. No, I'm just kidding, my dad. Okay, so let's get going. Start of the new year. The boots I'm wearing. I started out with, like Colby said, we went and played kickoff with some friends, small side. I started out in the 25s. Okay, they felt fantastic. I think that Colby even got to feel them a little bit up close. They definitely are softer than the 25s. They're breaking in way easier. They are just honestly super comfortable, and they feel good. So we started with the 25s. Then we moved on. We went to the GX ones. They were doo-doo. I wasn't loving them. I wasn't playing good, so I had to change. Then we went Absolutes, one of Colby's favorites.
Yeah,
loved it. Felt like home. And then we finished off, of course, in the Roteros. Had to put my Jude boots on, and that's what I've been wearing for 2025 so far. Guys, what are you wearing? Matt, let's start with you. What are you wearing?
Well, I had my first game yesterday on Sunday, and first game of the year, and it was 22 degrees at the start of kickoff.
That sounds awful.
It was terrible. I think it was like 20 mile an hour winds, 22 degrees, and I had full intentions of wearing the Predators, and I got to the field, and I was like, "There's no way I am putting something that thin on my feet right now." So I actually I threw on the Morelia 2 M8s.
Oh, nice.
First time I wore them in like a full 90-minute game. And they felt fantastic. They were awesome.
I bet your
Nice.
feet just loved you.
Oh my God, yeah, because I was like, it's so cold. I just want to put something on that like I don't have to worry about or think about. They're just gonna be on my feet, and yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Hell yeah! Did y'all
It
win?
felt great. We did not. No, we played like doo doo. It was not a good game.
I respect that. I respect your brutal honesty. Colby,
Yeah.
what are you rocking?
Old Faithful, bro. Because my icons haven't come in yet.
They still don't make it in.
Yeah, they haven't made it in yet. I don't know what's up. I ordered them last Monday. So what the heck, Soccer.com. I don't know if it's the New Year's Day. Everything got kind of delayed, but I really wanted to, because we played on turf, so I really wanted to use them. But it's whatever.
I feel like you just don't have luck with soccer.com.
I know, dude.
Continues to use them. Like he refuses to change.
I got a lot of gift cards there for my brother and my in-laws, and like everybody's just like, yeah, here, you're gonna use this. I'm like, yeah, I will. Okay.
All right, so before we get into this episode, Matt, I meant to ask you this last week, and I just totally spaced, and I'm sorry. We need to hear your lore. We like to call it the lore when we have the guests on. So you need to kind of tell tell the people your story from like the time you came out the womb to this moment right now.
Wow.
I need to hear all of it.
Jeez, put me on the spot. Well, I mean, I've been playing soccer since I've been 5. Essentially, played all throughout high school, middle school. I played in college at D3, and then I got into boots probably around my either junior or senior year of high school. My parents, like, they were the ones like, you get one pair of boots a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then around that part of high school, I started working. They're like, okay, you get to buy everything yourself now. So I used to just save up and like get it. I was like, oh, okay, I see all my buddies like wearing the cool new stuff that their parents get them. I'm like, oh, I want those so bad. So I just got like really into like enjoying other people's boots. And then it eventually just kind of steamrolled into me just like going crazy and just, being a nerd about boots all throughout college and then until now. But I essentially decided to start this page, Burns Boots, because I'm like buying all these boots anyway, and people are always asking me questions, and I have all the answers, at least I think, from my perspective. So I was like, screw it, I might as well just do this. It's actually the second boot page that I've had. First one I created in college as part of like a class project, and
nice.
I just like didn't really keep it going. But yeah, I decided like, screw it, I'm just gonna do it again, and now we're here.
Hell yeah, love to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So Colby, I want you. It's a new year. It's a new year, new you. You're gonna lead the charge on this episode. We're gonna now that there's 3 of us, I feel like we can kind of back and forth a little bit better. So Colby, you're gonna take charge. You're in the middle of my screen right now.
Oh my goodness.
Lead the way, man.
All right, guys. So we're going to get through some quick news before we get into our main topic. But we had a Nike pack released today, and that is the Nike Mad Energy Pack. What are your guys' thoughts on these new colorways? My personal favorite, I'll start, is the GX2. Kind of like a white, almost like bluish, I'd say, hue to it, like with a nice like red, almost like, what do they call it, hyper crimson swoosh. So that one, in my opinion, is the best one in the pack.
Matt, you can go first.
I think I would. Yeah, I would agree. I think that's the best one. It's just simple, but also like kind of bright and different from what they've had in the past. I would say I like the mercurial one too. Something about that like pinkish red. It kind of reminds me of the Vivid Horizon F50 in a way. And then the blue is just a good accent off of that. And I think this one is one of the ones where I don't mind the Air logo in the back because it kind of blends in since it's really just the outline of the blue. And Tiempo's all right. I mean, I feel like every colorway from the Tiempo is just kind of tainted at this point.
I agree with that.
Yeah. It's hard to appreciate the Tiempo because we're all kind of in agreement. It's just like so mediocre.
Get it out of here.
Yeah. It reminds me of a Legend 5 colorway, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a very different... this is one of those weird ones where it's like the GX and the Mercurial kind of are like opposites of each other, right? And then the Tiempo is like its own color. And I think that's so weird instead of just making it that same red. I don't know. That's just me. The GX, yeah. I think the worst boot has the best colorway. That icy blue looks super cool. The Merc it's very Merc. Like, I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's bright. It's a Merc. And then, yeah, the Tiempo is a cool colorway on a terrible boot. So I'm just kind of like, meh, I won't buy it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was going to ask you guys, because we obviously, Justin, you've had a part of the Adidas Pure Victory pack, the Red Preds, to kind of contrast this pack, because this is the pack that's going to be going against for this new year.
Mm-hmm.
So within that, I would say like Red Preds, gorgeous. I saw them on your feet this weekend.
Yeah.
They look excellent. The new Copa Pure 3s, where they've got like the black lacing, kind of black upper with the white, and the red is beautiful. Not a fan of those F50s at all. Like, I think they're super ugly.
I tend to agree. When I got the Preds, they're all red, they're white, the black. You saw them. The only part of that electricity colorway, or whatever we're calling it these days, that highlighter yellow, was the insole. So when I got and it's on the bag, it's the strings, right? So I was looking at it, I was like, what a weird accent color, like, to not even use it. And then we saw the Copa, and the Copa looks phenomenal. The white base, the black knit, the red stripes. Also, just random, how did I miss that there's a laceless Copa until literally this morning?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. When you said that, I was just like, I think this has been leaked for a while.
I remember seeing, like, when me and Colby talked about some of the old test shots, but I'm like, I haven't seen a picture of them anywhere. So then I was like, oh, it's going to be like the Copa Pure 2, where it's going to be like laced, but they're just going to do a knit tongue. And I was just like, oh, okay. Especially when that Lux one came. And then, I saw the laceless one this morning. I was like, that looks fantastic. Like, I'm excited for that. So anyways, that colorway looks good. But then when I saw the F50, I'm like, that design gets ruined by that highlighter yellow. Like, it's just a weird, a fourth color? It's just very odd and out of no. And I don't think that the red goes with that highlighter yellow at all.
You know what I think it is too? Every F50 color of the new gen has had a different color tongue and then a different color like laces. I think minus the chameleon colorway. So I think that's throwing it off here because it's the first time we're really seeing it on one of the colorways on like the general packs. So I don't know if that is also it, but I also, I just don't know what it is, but I don't like that at all.
It's like something I can't put my finger on why I don't like it. I just don't. There's just something about it I don't like.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. I think it is the neon. I'm like, if you take that like kind of neon yellowy out, like it's better. It's still not my favorite. But I'm just, obviously you guys know this. Like, I'm not a fan of the F50 at all. The standard F50, the messy F50 is pretty good, but I'm just like, yeah.
Okay, gun to your head. You can only wear one boot. Which one would you wear? The new F50 or the Tiempo Legend 10?
Legend 10.
Wow.
Yeah. Because at least at Legend 10 it would hurt for like a little bit because it's a little bit narrow, but I think I'd break it in much better than the F50. And the lockdown on Nike is great, and their heels are much better than Adidas. A Copa Pure 3 heel's pretty good, and the Icon's good, but Nike just they know how to do their heels.
When you said that, like a light in Matt's eye just died right.
Yeah, could you see it? Could you see it?
It's just like your eyes got dimmer.
I was like, oh no. I will say I don't. If you take the Tiempo name off of the Tiempo 10, I arguably don't think it's a bad boot. It's just not a Tiempo, and every time I think about it being a Tiempo, it pisses me off.
I agree. The problem that I have with Tiempo, and I think we talked about it before, it's just like it's such a pinnacle version of a mediocre boot. Like, it doesn't do anything right, and it doesn't do anything wrong. It's just so like milk toast bland.
Yeah, no, I agree. I had the I forget what the colorway was called, but it was one of the first ones. It was like that blueprint almost where it was like the white.
The white. Yeah, that was gorgeous boot.
Yeah, I got those just because they looked so cool, and I was like, I want to try these. And I remember thinking about them, like, this is my like no nonsense boot. Like, I just don't. There's nothing about them that I'm like, I want to wear these because of this. You know what I mean? But I just like wore them when I just wanted to like wear something that was like comfortable, I guess.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the Tiempo 10 was kind of the start of the sole plate struggle, I'll say, from Nike, where it's like, why is everything kind of getting a little flimsy or a little like I don't know where that came from, but I feel like the Tiempo 10, the 2023 summer was kind of the start of that, and then we got GX2 and it was a little more flimsy, and then the new Vapor. It's not the worst one, but it's still not like rock solid like the older ones have been. I'm like I don't know where this like kind of cheapened down trend is coming from.
They're just getting a lot thinner. I feel like the sole plates are getting so thin that they're just getting so flimsy after a few wears.
Yeah.
Word.
Well, no, Justin, please.
No, I
please.
agree. I agree with
you
everything
take,
else.
you
No,
take the reins, man.
I agree with everything.
I feel like
you
he's
said.
holding back. He's holding
No,
back.
no, I'm like, wow, this is one of those moments where I'm like, I literally have nothing to add to this convo. Like, I agree with you both 100%. Proud dad moment.
All right, guys. Well, if Justin's going to continue to let me take the reins here, today, this episode, my question is going to be the main topic, where it's the beginning of a new year, 2025, and I want to go through brand by brand and take y'all's opinions and just kind of go what our future predictions are going to be.
Okay.
For each brand. So let's start off with Nike. I mean, we already kind of talked about the Tiempo. So, Justin, what are your Nike predictions for 2025?
Okay. We'll get a new graphic on the Mercurials. That's all that's going to change. I don't think a single thing about the Merc's going to change. We're going to get a new graphic. We will probably get a new iteration of the GX3 Luna 3, and I don't think it's going to be too different from this one. Like, I think that they have purposely kind of gone away from the GX1 and widening it and everything to try to be more accommodating. I think that the grip net will stay, but I'm hoping that like the I don't know, the element, the 3D thing, I think that'll get a little bit more pronounced to try to keep up with like the leather or the rubber on the Preds. And then the Tiempo, dude, okay, this is gonna be kind of brutal, but not. I think that the Tiempo might die, and I think that they will have a new like name, and it'll be the Tiempo 11 will essentially just be a new name silo. Like, I think that the Tiempo line has kind of run its course. I think they kind of realized how bad they kind of killed it unsanctimoniously, and so they're just like, let's call it a day. And that's gonna be my predictions.
All right, Matt, what are your predictions, man?
I'm not gonna really change a whole lot of what Justin just said, but I do think we'll get a new graphic on the Merc. I hope they take the air branding away on the heel, but I feel like they're probably just gonna go even like harder with it, and it's just gonna be even more obnoxious. Yeah, it'll be like the whole front of the grip nip. It's gonna be like an A on the one side, an I right in the middle, and then an R on the other side. So I have a bad feeling about the Mercs. I think we're also to get a new GX3. I think they're probably going to go more of the route of like the Flyknit and Phantom Ultra, and have the grip nip be like more pronounced there, and have instead of like those small little ridges, like more pronounced ridges. So I think that would be exciting to get something just like out there, different, and to stand it away from the Mercurial now, since that's also grip knit. And then I think either the Tiempo is going to die, or they're going to bring back leather, but I feel like Nike's not going to do that. But if they don't, I say just kill it. That's my opinion. Kill it, make it a CTR, and, just keep having the premiere, I guess, and call that like the Tiempo premiere from now on.
Yeah. Okay, those are pretty good predictions. I would say, I agree with you guys. I think they're going to go with the Mercurial. They're going to go back to two small swooshes on either side. I saw one Mercurial. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It's like the Elite pack. It's going to come out in like March or something, where it's like a bluish purpley pack where the swooshes are purple. And I think it's only going to be like top tier, but that one had like little swooshes. I can't remember if it had the air on it though. And then I think GX3. I'm hoping, okay, so they took a lot of those Luna elements where they like really made the ridges super pronounced, and they put, I don't know what you call it, but like the grip on the GX2 is really grippy compared to the Mercurial. I kind of hope they lessen that, or just leave it in like a certain area, maybe like the toe box, kind of like the OG GX1, and just like don't drag it back as far. Tiempo guys, like I think y'all are right. I think I don't think that they'll kill it here. I think they'll go Tempo 11. I'd be curious if they use their Fly Touch Plus, but do it in a different way, almost like they did. What was it, like the remake of the Vapor 1? You know how they kind of used the Fly Touch Plus, but they kind of did it in a different way where it's a little bit smoother. I bet they'll do something like that. We completely forgot about this boot because we talked, Justin and you and I talked about this like a while back, but the Nike Premier 4, like why, like in y'all's opinion, like why haven't they released that yet? Like what are we kind of waiting on here for that boot? Because I feel like that got leaked a while back, like maybe a couple months ago.
I feel like it's one of those scenarios where like they saw the response from people and they might be like, crap, like what do we do? What do we do? It's not even out yet and people are freaking out. Because like that was like the only option left for people that wanted leather was the Premier. And now it's like, oh, we're making that Fly Touch Plus 2 or whatever synthetic it's going to be. And it looks fine from the pictures, the leaked pictures, but yeah, if it's not going to be leather, I just like there's like no point because you have the 442, you have the new Copa Icon, and it's like those are just going to be better options across the board. And then to pay, they're probably going to increase the price if I had to guess. So to pay like $130 for like a synthetic boot that was always leather before, yeah, I just don't think it's going to go well.
See, okay, I'm kind of in a rock and a hard place with this, and it's something that you just said too, where if, I feel like if we went back in time, like let's say we have the hindsight we do now, but we go back in time. If in 2012 when Nike had Kangalite, and you said, hey, Nike's gonna get rid of leather and they're only gonna have this Kangalite, I'd have been like, awesome, go for it. Like, and if you're like, hey, it's sustainable, yada yada, you know, give me the same jargon. I'm like, okay, great. Like the Kangalite is phenomenal. And then, you know, obviously we jump forward 12 years in the future, and now they essentially, I mean, Fly Touch Plus is literally, it's just a rebranded Kangalite with some changes. But I agree with you. I'm just like, why? Like, this is not good. And I don't know where my brain has changed. I don't know if it's because synthetics have gotten so much better. Leather quality overall has kind of improved and changed over the years. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I've always said the Premier 4 is kind of a weird boot. It's just a super accessible kind of entry-level boot. But I think that based on some of the leaks that I've seen is that the Premier, maybe it might be like a kind of a play on the name, but a Legends boot. So maybe they'll start having Premier colorways that are like an homage to old, like the Ronaldinho ones, right? So maybe that's what the Premier is going to be, is like a cool way, is like because they're not going to do remakes. So like a reimagine, and that's what they'll do. So maybe they'll have like your Golden Touch Ronaldinho boots that you can't get, or who are some other ones? Ramo. Oh no, not Ramos. He's sponsored by somebody else now. But like I don't know, Pirlo, Ronaldinho, Totti. Some of those guys, they may be able to do cool callbacks to some of those like super limited edition colorways that none of us can get. And maybe that's what the Premier is supposed to be. Is like, hey, here's essentially a poor man's version of those, you know, super limited boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good marketing strategy. All right, let's move on here, guys. Adidas. Justin, what are your predictions for the three stripes in 2025?
I don't know if I have many. Like the 25 is out, so we know nothing. We're not going to get anything till December on the Pred. The Copa is, I guess, technically out, yeah. So we probably aren't going to get anything. And then the F50, when does the new F50 come out?
Either March or April, I think.
Okay, and we don't have a.
Or actually, no, it might be May or June.
Do we have it? We don't have any tournaments, right?
Just the Club World Cup.
Okay, no,
I think is this summer.
Okay, so with the F50, I think that the main thing is going to be they're going to do probably a softer fiber touch upper and maybe a different sole plate, but that could probably honestly carry over one more generation. Yeah, they might just do a softer upper. I don't think that the Messi is going to be the mainstay for marketing reasons and monetary reasons. So maybe they'll just kind of soften it up. I think the F50 Plus will probably get canned just because I know it's already super limited in super limited colors. It's not coming out in every colorway. And I don't know a lot of people that really swear by it. Pros aren't using it, so I don't think people are buying it. So yeah, the F50 is kind of in a weird spot, man. For me, you didn't like them, Colby. I tried them on. They're not my favorite. I didn't hate them like you, but I don't love them. But I don't really know what they could do to make them better than like a Scudetta, which is the 2014 F50, which is what everybody wanted anyways. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. I think the only real thing to really predict is going to be the F50, and I think they're probably just going to make it softer. I think obviously it's really going to keep the same sole plate because it's only been 1 year. And honestly, that sole plate's, in my opinion, one of the best ones that they have right now. But yeah, I think they're going to make it softer, maybe tweak the fit a little bit to have a little bit more volume in the toe. But I don't think it's going to change too much. I do think that the Plus is probably going to become more of like an entry or more of a limited edition release. So it'll come out with the limited edition colors. But from there, like the main colorways, it probably won't be included.
That's fair.
I do also think we're going to get at least one leather bread.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
that's a good shout.
Yes,
that is. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you guys if we'd possibly see a fusion skin F50, like if they'd go leather. They're more like other than the remakes that we know are coming out.
Yeah, I would love that so much. I would buy 4 pairs. Adidas, please do that. But I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either.
Yeah.
The other thing sorry, Justin.
No. You go ahead.
I wanted to get y'all's opinions on the whole kind of the leather boot category of Adidas, where I think all the marketing is going to go towards the Copa Pure 3 because that's what the pros are going to be wearing. But like word of mouth wise, a lot of the boot reviewers are going for Copa Icon 2 and trying to promote like how special that boot is in the fit and the feel. Do you guys think that we'll see kind of a like what do you think will be the more popular option of those two boots?
Matt, you go first.
I'll be honest. I think they're like just two separate things. Like I don't like, even though they're both under the Copa name, I honestly would probably say, just from what I've heard on the Copa Icon, since I haven't tried the new one yet, it seems to be more of a leather F50 kind of vibe than it is like an actual like legit Copa vibe. So I think people that would rather have like a leather kind of speed-esque boot are going to go for that more often. But then the people that want like a classic modern leather boot are probably going to go for the Copa Pure 3.
Yeah, for me, I think it's gonna be one of those instances where the Copa Pure 3 will just be more popular because you can get it, and it's like 1, 2, 3. It's like it's the natural evolution. I think the Copa Icon 2 is gonna be one of those. If you know boots. You know what I mean? So I think if you ask the everyday man, Copa Pure 3. I think the Icon 2 will be like people like us, I would say people that are into boots, more boot nerds. I think that pro-wise, we may see like a cool few like, they're training in this one, like crazy. Or somebody gets like a custom colorway that they maybe wear for a half of a game. But I think that Adidas is pretty much going to be like, hey, this is like a Japan thing, like, leave that in Japan, so if you're in Japan, Australia, maybe you might see more of it. But I think as far as like the three of us in the Prem, La Liga, those kind of ones, Serie A, I think we're only going to see the 3, and that's really about it.
Yeah, I think it will get more colorways too. I don't think the icons are going to get many colorways, if I had to guess.
Yeah, maybe just like the black and white. They've kind of standardized.
I was going to say this before we move on real quick from Adidas. With the when we were talking about the F50 earlier, man, this is kind of a question I'll ask you. So I've kind of had this like running theory that like for a couple generations now that there's kind of like 2 separate teams that work on these Adidas boots. Like if you look at the Predator Mutator, then you go to the Freak, it's like a natural evolution. And then there's the Edge, which is kind of like way out of left field. And then you go to the Accuracy, and it's like kind of back to that first team. And then same thing with the with the X's. You had the Ghosted, which is kind of plasticky. Then you go to the Speed Flow, which is out of left field, which is soft. Everybody loves it. And then you go to the Speed Portal and the Crazy Fast, and it kind of goes back to plasticky. So do you think that the next F50 is going to be the one that's kind of like the other team gets a hold of, and it could either go great or be a disaster? Or do you think that maybe is not coming at all?
The one coming out this year or next year?
We'll say, yeah, like the upcoming generation.
I don't know. I feel like even though people have like their issues with the F50, it across the board, I feel like it at least performs. And, once you do break it in, it is good. So I feel like they're not going to change a whole lot.
Okay.
I feel like the honestly, the only thing that they're probably going to switch up is going to be materials, or at least the like softness of the materials themselves.
Okay. Okay, cool. Fair.
And then probably also the design. So
yeah, naturally. Okay, cool. I like to hear other people's thoughts on that.
Yeah. No, that was good. That was a good question, Justin, because I was thinking, I was like, did we go Ghosted, Speed Flow,
Speed
Portal, and then Crazy Fast, and now we're on current F50. So the next one should be the same team that did.
This one would have been the team that did the Speed Flow.
Okay, so that excites me, because those, like, if you want to talk about the most recent like quality speed boost from Adidas, you'd say Speed Flow and Crazy Fast, right? I would go with those outside of the Speed Portal. So we'll see. All right, boys. Puma is the next brand for future predictions of 2025. Come on, save them, Justin. Save them.
Ooh.
Dude, nothing can save them. Okay, let's be honest. The Ultra 5. Okay, the Ultra 5 is good. We got to try them on a little bit. I know Noah was very pleasantly surprised. Some of our other friends, like James, the Boot Wizard, go check out his channel while you're here. He really likes them too. But inevitably, I just think that they're going to mess it up, because that's what Puma has been doing lately. They're like, hey, we have something that's good that everybody likes. Let's totally throw that out the window and do something that nobody likes. So I genuinely, I worry for them, man, because it's not good. The Future 8 is clearly not going anywhere, and that seems to be an utter disaster. And what's their other? Oh, the King. The King. That got an update, which is fine, mediocre. Like, I don't really know what there are a lot of mid, and it's going to probably continue to be mid, because that's what the brand has unfortunately become right now. Like, the Carbons had so much hype. I think between all three of us, we were really hyped for the Carbons. And then once you saw what everybody was saying, you were kind of like, I probably will never wear those. And so they have one good boot that's out right now. And unfortunately for Puma, and it might just be a stigma thing in my brain, but like, I still don't really care to spend my money on them. Like, unfortunately, like, that's just the unfortunate truth. But with where they're at right now, I just don't care. I don't care.
Yeah. I think what Puma needs to do to save themselves this year is give us a bunch of limited edition colorways for the Ultras. And then also give us some remakes. Go back into the archive, give us like a Power Cat, or give us like just anything. Evo Power, yeah.
That's like the only boot I would take from them right now is an Evo Power.
Evo Power, and I'm totally blanking on what their old speed boot was.
The Evo Speed, or like the
Evo Speed
V111, whatever the hell.
Well, they did called. The V1 remake, that grass looking one, the green.
Oh yeah.
They did that a few years ago. But yeah, give the Evo Speed. I would love for just like a throwback Evo Speed.
Okay,
that'd be great.
Very cool. You guys remember the Construct, like the tank boot? Colby, I need to send it to you. It's like the most beefed up boot ever. Like, imagine the Copa Icon with like 6 more, like the Copa Icon 1 with like 6 more layers of Copa Icon 1 on top of it. It's crazy.
Heck yeah. That's what Matt needs to wear in the 22-degree weather.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, oh my god, jeez.
It's like a steel toe
Keep
boot.
his feet warm. No, I'm totally with you guys on Puma. I think we're locked in with the 8. Like, they blew it. Like, and I don't, because we're gonna have to wait till next December probably.
Yeah.
So I think that's just the cycle that they go off of. Puma King switched it out quicker on the 2.0 than I thought, so maybe we'll get like some kind of update in summer, fall. I just think that boot, the only way they can save it is if they go back to having some kind of leather on there. So we'll see. And then they're doing fine with the Ultra. I think they'll keep that sole plate. Like maybe they'll change the upper a little bit, maybe later on this year. But that's like their one solid boot. So yeah, I think unfortunately for Puma, they're pretty much like locked in for what they've got right now.
Do they do 6-month lifespans or do they do 1 year? I know they kind of do like the midlife thing. Is that at the year or do they do that at 6 months?
I think that's 6 months, but they usually don't change a whole lot. It's more like a design with like a small tweak or something.
Well, because I'm thinking like remember they had the first Future Ultimate with the zigzags down the side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the midlife was the Future 7, right? And we all hated the Future 7.
See, I thought they announced like the zigzags in like I want to say that was like winter of like December 22, and then I want to say they did like the on the top Y power tape on like December 23.
Oh,
but
okay.
I
So they
can't
did it at a
like.
year.
But they might.
Yeah.
This one's got such a poor reception right up front. I wonder if they change it quicker. Like who knows?
Yeah. They definitely used to do it at 6 months at some point.
Okay, that's why
I feel like.
I felt
Yeah.
like that. Like it was like, the
Yeah.
1.3 and 1.4. And it was, maybe.
Yes,
Maybe like
that's a good
Yeah,
example.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because it was weird. Yeah, the 1.3 and 1.4 on the Future was weird because it was like the 1.3 was actually like a wider fit or something, and the 1.4 they like narrowed it up. And I'm like, why did you do that? Like that's anyways. Puma's weird.
And I feel bad that we like keep dogging on him. Like I just it's like that what is that Simpsons music? Like stop it, he's dead already. Like that's
Yeah.
how I feel every time we talk about this brand. And I feel terrible for them.
The frustrating thing about Puma was like it wasn't that bad even in like 2022 was fine. You know what I mean? Like even like around the 1.3 time was like the half conical on the Future was fine. Like I don't know how we got here. It was like we took like 3-4 left turns and now I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like the only way to get them to change is to talk shit. Really. I mean, because we talked shit on the last Ultra so hard, and this one's actually pretty good. So
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
true. You might be right. We just need to keep growing the following. Get more people.
Yeah.
All right, boys. New Balance. Justin, you and I kind of saw the next gen boots.
We did.
Yeah, not even on purpose, dude. It was total accident, total luck that
was.
you and I found those boots.
And it's crazy that we both saw two different ones. Like I saw the Furon, you saw the 442. Yeah, so we could talk about it because they were for sale. The Furon looks hype. It looks more rigid than the current Furon, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. The sole plate was more aggressive. It didn't have the canopy anymore. You remember that, Colby? They got rid of that.
Yeah.
It had like the best way I can kind of describe what it looked like to me was like a Speed Portal 0.1, like upper. Just that general shape, and then the Flyknit went into it. And then the 442, the Pro is the same. It got cheaper. It's the same boot. The Elite looks very nice. Pure synthetics, but crazy light.
Yeah,
literally
crazy light, very
light.
soft knit collar. So it's gonna. I think that boot is going to impress a lot of people. I think they should have reinforced the sole plate to make it more stiff.
Yes.
I think a lot of people had issues on the 442. It doesn't completely split, but the sole plate and the upper, like on the 442, really like it's it hangs in there for a while, but it looks like it's just going to come apart at any minute. Which is at least what mine looked like after a year. So
yeah, and then the Tequila, I haven't seen a single thing about the Tequila, but I mean honestly, the 4 was great, the 4 Plus was great, so I'm like, surely you won't screw it up. Like, let's be honest, surely you won't screw it up.
Yeah.
Is the 442 Elite, is that synthetic or is that leather?
It's synthetic.
It's synthetic. Yeah, it's super soft. It's super nice. Like it honestly, if it holds up durability wise, like I think it'll blow away the current Tiempo 10. Like it's that soft and like it's just gonna feel comfortable. It's gonna be a comfortable ride with a really flexible sole plate.
Nice. And I think Harvey Elliott was spotted wearing the Elite next gen Tequilas.
Oh yeah, those like the Umbro looking like bunch of yeah.
Oh,
it looks
yes.
It also looks like they might be going away from the knit there, which has me slightly concerned, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about the little Umbro looking boots. Nah, we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
I believe.
I think they'll be fine. I think New Balance will be fine. I think they're going to be like I think the direction like Adidas is going up, Nike's kind of like going lateral. I think New Balance is going to like slowly keep projecting up. Like if they nail it with this next Tequila, which we haven't seen yet, if they make, I think the biggest complaint of the Tequila was that you kind of have some of that rollover because the midfoot wasn't as reinforced on the sides because it was so soft and comfy. So if they figure out a way to kind of reinforce that and make it as comfortable as this current generation is, I think they'll slam dunk. So.
Yeah, they're definitely kind of like the little horse in like I guess they would kind of made it a 4-horse race more than, well, maybe just a 3-horse because Puma's kind of capitulating out in my opinion. But
yeah, are we in the big 4 now? Is that? I mean, over the big 3 brands.
It depends on who you talk to, because some people swear that we'll get to them, but Skechers is really up there, like in terms of, especially if you like older Nike boots. So I definitely think that the market is growing, and we're not including Mizuno, Asics, some of those other brands, but yeah, I think the New Balance has definitely been that brand where they had their trials and tribulations at first, and we're all kind of like, what is this? And then they've kind of corrected the ship, and they've just slowly been creeping up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not doing anything so profound where everybody's like, oh my God, this is revolutionary. But they're just creeping up, and they're doing just enough that everybody's like, yep, keep it up.
All right, so this category, just because we're creeping up on time here, doesn't mean I'm like, degrading these last couple brands, but I'm going to put this category into other for predictions, right? So we've got like Mizuno, we've got Under Armour, we've got Skechers, like you said, Justin. Anything from like this outside of the big 3, big 4 boot category predictions that you want to make for 2025?
Matt, you start out. You've seen some cool things.
I've seen some cool things. I'll start with Under Armour. I think we're going to get the new Shadow. We've already seen some leaked pictures of the new Shadows. I'm really excited for them. It looks like they're going, they're taking those like rubber things away from the upper that did absolutely nothing. And they're just making a more like knit based, just comfortable ride. And I'm all for that. I have kind of figured out from the people that I know at Under Armour, that they won't be offering that player sole plate, the magnetical sole plate on the Shadows, unfortunately.
You got us gassed up!
I know. They at least for now, they're not going to be offering it at retail. Essentially, it's going to be offered to pros, and then they are extending it to like college players now. So it's getting some, U.S. growth over here. But yeah, they're still kind of holding back, which sucks because if that boot had that sole plate, I'd wear it all the time.
Is it going to have the same sole plate?
It's going to have the same sole plate.
Oh my God.
Yep. I've seen them in pictures. I'm going to have them in hand probably in the next week or so. And it's the same sole plate.
That's hype.
Yep.
Matt, while you're on the topic, man, any other brands like Mizuno, Skechers, anything you want to see from those guys?
I want to see, the new Alpha should be coming out any day now. I don't want them to change that boot much, but if there is anything that they're going to change with that, I hope it's just like slightly softer upper. My only complaint really was like the upper just didn't give as much as I wanted it to for like my like forefoot area. I feel like I got a little bit of cramming with the toes in those, but everything else with that boot is perfect. Responsiveness, sole plate, heel fit, everything is great. So I hope the only thing they're tweaking is really kind of the softness of the upper there. And then I really want them to bring back the Morelia DNA. Give us Morelia DNA. That'd be awesome.
Think they might.
Yeah. I've seen some pictures that are curious.
If you got a DNA, what color would you want it? Because what has there been? The black with silver and then the white and silver?
It's like, yeah, black and silver ones. Honestly, give us just white and gold.
Okay.
Yeah,
white and gold, white, black, and gold. Just something simple.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also it looks like Sakito is working on some things on their end. And if they come out with an AG sole plate, I'm going to have so many Sakitos, I feel like. Jeez. So excited for that too.
Nice. Justin.
Bro. All right. Under Armour. I was super, super excited about everything Shadow that I had seen and heard until I literally just heard about that sole plate. I have hated that sole plate for so long. They used it on the It was like the Magnetico SL, and it bends.
They've been using it for so long, and like I just keep telling the people I know, I'm like, just switch it. Just switch it.
It's so bad. Like nobody thinks it's carbon fiber. Like let's be honest.
It's way too flexible. There's no way it's actual
it's
carbon
a sticker.
fiber.
It's you know what I mean? It's about as real as my beard. Not my mustache.
Yeah.
But like it's not there. Okay? We know it's not real. But the upper looks fantastic. And that black red colorway, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, very cool.
I will say that the look of that sole plate, I think, deters a lot of people from that boot. And I mean, with me initially when I first saw that, I was like, I'm never wearing this boot because I'm never gonna be able to wear it on turf. And I primarily play on turf. But actually, after trying it on turf, it's really not as aggressive as it looks.
Yeah.
It's definitely still probably too aggressive for turf, but I would say Mercurial is more aggressive. I would say the Ultra sole plate is more aggressive. So it's not as bad as people might believe.
Yeah.
So
And that's the thing. Like for me, it's genuinely not the studs. Like, you hand me a pair of Vapor 8s, I'll go play on some turf with them. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll wear all blades. So, but for me, it's just literally like it's a piece of plastic. It feels like plastic. It's not comfortable. Like that's what I don't like about that boot. I haven't liked that sole plate for a couple years now.
no, I agree.
Magnetico, I hope we get a cool colorway or two, like a black red colorway on a Magnetico.
Yeah.
I could pick those up. What else? Mizuno, a DNA would be super cool. I'll be honest, man. I've never really worn Mizunos for much, so I'm not like I don't want to say brainwashed, but I'm not like in that headspace of like this is the greatest thing ever made because I never have like when I tried the Alpha on, they were uncomfortable and they don't fit. Like an 8's too big for me, and a 7.5 is kind of almost too small. So yeah, I'm in a weird place with that boot, but it does need a softer upper. I agree with you. That's a very plasticky upper. Like that's how it feels. Like like it's gonna snap.
Yeah.
What else is it?
Have you not tried a leather Mizuno?
I have not.
Oh, dude.
I know.
The problem is once you do,
That's where I'm at.
Nothing's gonna compare.
I've been thinking about getting a pair of M8s from Tokyo Football. Like that's the one I really want to try. But no, I just haven't. Hold on. I did try a pair of leather Mizuno Japans. I had the Neo. Yeah, the Neo 3, but it was too small, so it didn't fit. But that's it. But it did feel nice. Anyways, keep moving on. I'm sure ASICS is doing great things. Andrew speaks very highly of the DSLite X-Fly Pro 3. Noah was just talking very positively about the Menace 5 and his testing of that boot. So those look cool. What other brands are there? Skechers? Oh, yeah, Skechers. Okay. I am a serial hater of them just because of the brand, okay? I haven't tried them yet, but like I loved the GTs, so I probably would love the SKX, and I loved the Vapor 10, and I would probably love the Razor. My problem with Skechers is A, the branding, and B, I just hated like every colorway that's came out.
Bro, I thought you were going to say MB Harry Kane. Like,
see,
you're about to.
It's like those kind of things. Like, okay, we talked about this last week, but there's certain things in my life that I block out because of the disdain and hatred I have for him. And that man, I hate so much, I forget he wears Skechers. God, why did you bring him up? I was having a good day.
I'm just saying.
No, I saw they sponsor Alanga now, but no, yeah, I'd probably never wear Skechers because you're reminding me of that. But yeah, no, I think they're doing great, and I want to see cool stuff from them too. But yeah, that's kind of where I just need them to like come out with a better graphic and like better colorways because whoever's working on it, duds.
Yeah, if they could just start getting the S to be exactly the same color as the rest of the upper, so you can't see it.
There you go.
That's a good idea.
And then Sokito, I got to get a pair. Like everybody's convinced me, so I'm sure I'll love them.
Yeah. I think that's my goal this year is to get a pair of Sokitos. AG, like Matt said, would be great. I am also pretty gassed up for the Mizuno DNAs, but dude, like those always caught like, so if 300 used to be the bar like back in the day for like top tier boots, it's going to go up to like 350.
They're going to be so expensive.
I just don't know if I can shell that out. And like for my experience, like I've had a pretty decent experience in the Neos. Really, a 2 I'm not a huge fan of, only because of like the support in the midfoot. Like it is like still kind of a more like classic style feeling boot. So even if they put like a Neo sole plate on the bottom of something like that, I'm like, I don't know. What else were you guys talking about? Under Armour, yeah. If the Shadow has that sole plate, still not. Probably won't try them. Sorry, Andrew. Footloose boots. And then we'll see what Skechers has this year. Like maybe this will be the year I actually try a Skechers boot, but I'm not holding my breath.
You're gonna die because
Yeah. If they do the Razor with an AG plate, I'd probably try them too. Just so everyone knows, I can't do chevron studs. I can't do
Did
it.
you get injured?
Yeah. Yeah, I tore my groin wearing a pair. I forget if it was either the Vapor 13 Tech Crafts or it was the Furon 6 Plus.
Mm-hmm.
They both had like almost exactly the same like chevron S studs, and I tore my groin doing that. And then the last pair of like non kind of conical or conical-ish studs that I wore was the Crazy Fast Plus. In that launch colorway, I wore them for 15 minutes in warm up, and I had a grade 3 ankle sprain in the first 15 minutes wearing them because the stud caught on the turf as I was doing like a side shuffle while stretching.
Jesus.
And I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
That's something that would happen to
So,
me.
yeah, I'm like, I just can't do it anymore.
I respect that.
Yeah. AG is something overall I hope gets more traction, no pun intended. But I feel like Nike's done a really good job of kind of subbing in their AG plates, like especially on the Mercurials, the past couple Mercurials. Their AG plate's been fantastic. I think the GX2 got saved by the AG plate actually, because I feel like a lot of people were turned off by the Luna 2 sole plate. It's weird to me that Adidas will have like their AG plate, which looks pretty cool, on the F50s, which is already a pretty safe sole plate in my opinion. But on the Predator, they don't have it on like the FT models. So it'll be interesting to see if they add that on later or if they'll only keep that on non-FT versions. But like, let's see some other like big name brands kind of throw some more AG. I think in J Mike's review of the Puma Future 8, he was talking about them having AG later on as well, which will be great. Maybe that would help that boot. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my only thing for the FT and why they don't have the AG FT is because the elastic strap will just get wore out on the AG like way faster, and so it'll tear constantly, and so
Maybe,
that's what I'm gonna say.
I also think it might just be that if they did that, it would just cannibalize everything else because no one else would want
is
anything.
very true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, boys. So those are our predictions for 2025. Justin, you usually have some kind of weird question to ask us at the end of these pods.
I do. Okay. Let me think of one real quick. Okay, I got one. Okay. Let's say you die, right? Your life ends. Boom, you're in whatever afterlife you believe in. Whatever God you're speaking to says, listen, you can be whatever you want, you can be whoever you want, you can live your life however you want. What is the thing that you would want to do?
Like if we could live again, but be like anything.
Yeah.
Animal, human.
Sure. Yeah, like essentially like if you got reincarnated. Like imagine you can get reincarnated.
Oh my gosh. Dude, you ever watch the show Animorphs?
Yes.
Where like they like this alien comes down and he's like, "You 5 teenagers, like you guys can have the power to turn to animal." There was this guy and he only ever turned into like a red-tailed hawk. And so I remember being in second grade reading those books and be like, "This is so badass!" Like I want to. So I would be a red-tailed hawk, Justin.
Very cool.
Just because it seemed pretty
Doesn't
badass.
he get stuck being a bird?
He does get stuck being a bird for a while.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think if you were morphed into an animal longer than like a couple hours, like you were that permanently, so you had to shift back into a human.
Okay. So if you could come back as anything or anyone, you'd come back as a red-tailed hawk.
There you go. Boom.
Very cool. Okay.
Oh man, I think I would come back as like another like humanoid being, but on another planet,
Oh.
just to see the different perspective in like a different part of the galaxy. You know?
Very cool.
Nice.
Very cool. I would come back as like a scumbag billionaire and just enjoy unlimited wealth and no rules or anything. Like Jeff Bezos. And just be a horrible human being with unlimited money.
Yeah, but you'd also be super jacked, so that'd be kind of cool. Jeff Bezos is like swole.
Is he?
Swolskis. He is.
Yeah, I think he's
Google
low-key
him after
pretty
this.
What is
swole.
with old guys being like super jacked these days?
I'll tell you why, bro. Because they can afford whatever performance-enhancing stuff that keeps 56-year-old that buff all year round.
Word.
Money and time. That's all it takes, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. I guess, yeah. When you're that rich, you got all the time in the world. Well, with that, we will conclude episode 1 of season 2 of the Bootcast podcast. As always, Colby, tell the people where they can find you.
You guys can find me at Kicking with Colbs on Instagram and on YouTube.
Matt?
You can find me at Burns Boots on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
You can find me at Texas Cleat Collector on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can find us at bootcastpod on Instagram. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, go down, hit like, hit subscribe, smash whatever buttons you have to, and let us know if you were reincarnated, who or what would you come back as? And as always, click down here to see more. Take care, guys.